Welcome back to the 3-Hour News Show, everyone. We're now into our signature segment, See the Stories.
Yes, and as we mentioned before, we are going to talk about martial art from our neighboring country, the Philippines, called Eskrima. Now let's have a deeper look about its origin.
Eskrima, also known as Arnis or Kali, is a traditional Filipino martial art, specializing in weapon-based combat, particularly with sticks, knives, and bladed weapons. However, it also has some bare-handed techniques. Eskrima is famed for its fluid and rapid movements, emphasizing on practicality as well as adaptability. This martial art teaches how to respond effectively to various threats and using everyday items as weapons.
Techniques include striking, blocking, disarming, and counterattacking, all of which are designed to work seamlessly whether armed or unarmed. Eskrima, which is rooted in Filipino history and culture, has evolved over centuries. It has also been influenced by indigenous practices and foreign elements, particularly during the Spanish colonization. This globally practiced martial art is valued as a form of self-defense, cultural heritage, and competitive sport.
And joining us on See the Stories today are Casasai Indonesia founders Ari Gautama and Ahmad Darmawan, alongside their student Danendra Putra Nugraha here in the studio. Good evening, gentlemen. Welcome to the show.
Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you for having us here.
Thanks for being here. All right, let's get started. What is Eskrima? This is so new to me. I'm not familiar with the Filipino traditional martial art. Can you first start by explaining Eskrima?
Okay, Eskrima, it also means Arnis or Kali.
Okay.
And Eskrima is a Filipino martial art. And you can also say that Filipino martial art or FMA. Eskrima means in Spanish language, it means fencing. Or you can say swordmanship.
Swordsmanship.
Yeah, but in Philippines, they call it Arnis. Arnis means extended of the hands.
The extension of
The extension of the hand.
Okay,
Yes.
gotcha.
Okay.
And also, they also said art of fencing
Okay.
in Philippines. And in America, they call it Kali. It's
Okay.
different, yes.
Okay.
Because Kali is like a traditional weapon from Philippines. It's similar like kris, but it's a different size and length.
So it's a blade.
Bladed, yes.
Like a blade,
Bladed,
right?
just like a kris, traditional weapon from Indonesia.
Right.
Yes.
But it's different lengths and white, yeah. And then Eskrima is consisting with the variable of martial art techniques. For example, like we have stick fighting. In the stick fighting, we have double stick. We call it sinawali, and also we have a single stick with ratan baston.
Okay.
And then we have a long stick, like toya. We call it toya, or in bow.
Like it's like a bow
karate,
staff.
Yes, bow
Yeah,
staff.
bow staff.
Yeah.
And also in Philippines they call it tongkat or tapado. Yeah. And also bladed weapons. So we have a variation of bladed weapon like a knife. Like this
Looking at some of them here, by the way.
Yes.
Show us.
Yeah.
This is a single bladed.
Okay.
And also we have like this
Double-edged?
Double-edged, yeah.
Yes.
And also we have like a machete, yeah. Like this.
Machete.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. Okay.
And also the last is hand-to-hand combat.
Okay.
So hand-to-hand combat is just like boxing, and they also have a kicking,
Okay.
and they also have a grappling. They call
So
it
it's a mix of striking and grappling.
Yes, striking and grappling. But of course, combination of all traditional and also conventional martial art. They call it panantukan.
Okay.
Panantukan is they call it the dirty boxing.
Dirty boxing.
Yes. So actually, Arnis or Eskrima is a complete system.
Yeah, it seems like it's a
You can say
variety.
this is mixed martial art, but more complete. Yes.
Okay.
So just a quick question.
Yes.
I see is that an umbrella?
Yes.
Yes.
So you can actually use it as a weapon when you're actually know how to use Eskrima. Is that so?
Yes, because actually we also,
Interesting.
once you're knowing how to use the baston as a basic,
Right.
then you are going to be able to utilize almost everyday carry.
This
Your
goes
everyday.
back to what you were saying then about an extension of the hand.
Yes. Yes.
Basically, anything that you can hold in your hand can be used as a weapon because
Exactly.
it's an extension of your hand.
Yes.
An
Very nice.
umbrella you can extend too. It's
Exactly.
even more.
Extend it. You can make it shorter. And
Even without extended, you can use
Yeah.
as a
Right,
weapon.
right. So what, again, very, very interesting to know because Paul and I have never heard of Eskrima before, but now what's the cultural significance, for the Filipino people here?
The significant culture is when the Spanish occupation, actually
Right.
in 1521, there's a Battle of Mactan. So there's the story Battle of Mactan. So there's a Filipino hero. His name is Datuk Lapu-Lapu. He and his army defeated a Spanish army, and he killed the leader. And the leader name is Ferdinand Magellan.
Right.
You know Ferdinand Magellan's
familiar.
name?
Yep.
Yes, Ferdinand Magellan is the founder of the map globe. If you read the
Right.
historical in our school, yeah, he defeated the Spanish army with the Eskrima techniques.
Using this.
Yeah, using Eskrima techniques. Because of that event, because of that battle, that event, it took 40 years delay Spanish to come back to Philippines.
Oh.
Yeah, need 40 years
Right,
delay to
right.
come back. After they come back to Philippines, after they colonize the Philippines, succeeds, the government of Spanish in Philippines, they creating a rules. The rules is every man in the Philippines forbidden to carry weapons.
Probably because they lost last time when
Yes,
they tried
yes,
to.
yes.
Right, okay.
They
Yeah.
can't do it anymore.
So they cannot do anymore. So they're afraid with the Filipino warrior. So in that time, during that time, the practitioner of Eskrima, they changed the way they study and train. So they changed the bladed weapon into the stick of rattans.
They adapted it.
They adapted
Okay.
it. Yes.
But they still continue to
They still
practice
continue
this.
practice, yes.
Oh, interesting.
That's the story. That's why if you see the many of Eskrima organization logo, they always
Show this.
Show this, yes.
Right. Okay. We're looking at it there on the gi or
Yes,
the
right.
uniform.
Yes.
Yeah. So obviously this has been around for quite a long time. A lot of martial arts, I know they cross over because there's a lot of similarities in the weapons, definitely, but also in the style and techniques as well. From what we've heard, Eskrima covers so much of the martial arts world. What actually makes it the most unique or different compared to other martial arts that we've seen? Because when we use the term mixed martial arts, a lot of times that when we see it on TV, it's mostly just striking and grappling, right? But when we're talking about mixed martial arts, this is a true mix because there's including weaponry as well. So what makes Eskrima different, the most different compared to other martial arts?
Well, actually, commonly, most martial art, they learn empty hand techniques first.
Yes, correct.
They hand how to fight within your bare
Basic striking, basic
basic
stances.
strike and everything. But within the Eskrima, you learn how to use the stick first. Because you need to do a hand-to-hand coordinations, right? Instead of your helping your footwork,
Yes.
Yeah.
you're helping your hands. Because most of people, they're using their dominant hands, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Either it is right or left hand.
Right.
So when we are doing the sinawali, in this case, for the basic, from the double stick, we can continue into the stick and blade.
Oh, you can mix them up.
Yes, that's what we call the espada y daga.
Right.
The words for the stick and the blade. You also use the single stick, and then we are also applying the applications of the sticks into the empty hand techniques.
Empty hand techniques.
Yes,
Okay.
that's the advance.
Right.
So like even as a beginner, you're already learning with weapons because
Exactly.
again, like a lot of martial arts,
start, right,
you have
yeah.
to reach the blue belt, brown
Exactly.
belt level before you start handling
yellow,
weapons.
blue, the red before.
Interesting.
Because in other martial art they are begins with the empty hands.
Empty hand.
Always,
Right,
yeah.
always,
as
right,
far as I know.
And then they introduce the weapon.
Yeah.
That's difference.
Okay.
We start with the weapons and then introduce the empty
That's
hands.
so cool. I trained karate, by the way, when I was a kid.
Yes.
I wasn't allowed to touch the weapons at
Same
all. Like, not allowed to. Don't go
Did
near the
take
weapons.
one here, so
As a
nothing. Didn't
beginner.
touch anything
Yellow belts
for
can't
about 4
touch
years.
weapons.
Exactly. So can you show us just a little bit, or just talk about it, the kind of the common drills that you use for the students of Eskrima when they're training in the beginning? Because you said they are involved with weapons on the first day. You can say maybe there's a few moves that basic to you guys that you can teach.
Well, basically, we are teaching the sinawali, as I said previously, right? Sinawali. Sinawali is the basics to give you a hand-to-hand coordinations within your right and the left hand.
Right.
Right, with different forms and different methods of the sinawali, and then once you are be able to do that, you can level up into another movement such as empty hand, such as what Guru Ari said, panatukan or suntukan.
But as a
right,
beginner, like safety is a huge factor. Obviously, you don't use real knives in practice. You have dummy knives as well. But there is that safety factor. You have an extension of the hand. If someone's a beginner, what are some of the most important things they have to remember? You know, so that way you keep each other safe as well. Like, for example, is there a particular way you should hold the weapon?
Exactly.
Do you start with that?
Yes,
as
of
well?
course, of course. We teach them how to grip the
Okay.
baston. In this case, we use the rattan stick, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
The rattan sticks. We taught them how to strike.
Okay.
Within this stick, this is the start. If you want to strike, you have to use this part of the
Okay.
stick. If you want to block, you have to use this part of the stick, right? And within the sinawali, as I said, the sinawali is actually a form that's already in order, right? So they will try to memorize that, not only with the brain but also with the muscle memory.
Muscle memory, correct.
Yes.
So speaking of which, by the way, talking about beginners and advanced, are there level systems? Because in certain martial arts, like I
There's
said,
got
there's
to be,
colored
yes.
belt
Yes,
systems, or
yes.
there's how does it
What
work?
about
in-
Eskrima?
Yes, we have first, like the most of the martial art, we have the white belt.
So you
Okay.
do have belts. too?
We do have a
Okay,
belts, yes,
okay.
and we also have a blue belt. We also have a green belt,
Okay.
brown belt, and the latest is black belt.
Okay.
But from the black belt, you need to learn more.
There's degrees.
Yes,
Right.
there's first degree, second degree, right?
How high does it go?
And for your information, Guru Aris is 7 degree now.
7.
Yeah, seven.
Wow.
Yeah,
7 degrees, the highest.
That's the
It is the
our
highest,
organizations.
absolute highest.
Yes.
I think one of the Indonesians, the highest one, yeah.
Right,
Okay.
right.
In Indonesia.
Do you have to register your hands as lethal weapons?
Actually,
That's
both of us is a founder of this this art because we love this art very
Yeah.
much because Wawan Guru Wawan is also level master in 5 degree. So both of us is 7 and 5.
Yes,
So yes.
We're honored.
Because we already been almost 10 years.
You call each other guru. Is that
Yes.
the actual term,
Guru
or just
is
here
term
in
for
Indonesia?
for the instructor.
For
you
us in
actually call them
Indonesia,
guru,
or
yeah.
how about in the
In
Philippines?
Philippines,
It's also the same.
The same.
Guru.
The same.
Call
Yeah.
them guru.
Yeah.
Wow.
But of course, there's only one leader in organization.
Okay.
We call it grandmaster. Only one. He has 10 degrees. Here.
10 degrees.
10 degrees.
That's it. 10 degrees.
it's
Only
like
one.
knowledge.
Can only be one
Only one,
grandmaster.
yes, grandmaster.
I've heard of this as well. And what about Casasai? Basically, is that the training community that you're under, the school, or how does that work? The organization.
Oh, actually, our organization is affiliated with the Philippines directly.
It is?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
And also our syllabus also from the Philippines and
Right.
also designed and also created by our grandmaster directly.
So everything is sanctioned.
Straight from there.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. How long have you guys been around? Casasai?
Since 2008.
2008.
Yes.
Okay.
We learned previously in 2008.
Yeah, 2008.
And we can get the black belt in 2011, and for me it's 2012, I think.
You've been training for over 15 years.
Yes, yes. Yeah, a long time. Actually, we train directly from our grandmaster.
the grandmaster,
The grandmaster during 2009, 2011. He lived in Jakarta with his wife.
Wow. How old is the grandmaster, by the way? Do you know? Is
Yes,
He's quite old?
He's quite old. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because last year we also
Invite us.
invite-
You see at the video.
Yeah. Yeah. He sponsor our grandmaster come to Jakarta to Indonesia to have a
Seminar.
exam.
Right.
And also train
Right.
together with all the student and the member. And also we conduct a
Seminar.
Yeah. We call it a Balintawak seminar.
Right.
Balintawak seminar is presented by our grandmaster.
Right. So if you were going to go for your 6th degree, it would be the grandmaster that has to be
Yes.
part of that
Have-
process.
Yeah.
All black belt has to be the grandmaster from it. Because
Gotta be nervous.
Because what we doing for our organization is actually from white to black.
Yes.
For a certificate, it need to sign by the grandmaster, signed and also acknowledged by the grandmaster.
That's legit.
Yes.
That's legit. You
Yeah.
can't just be getting these black belts.
Because
given them out.
because so many organization, we don't know where
Right.
they're from.
Exactly.
affiliated.
Of course.
They learn from YouTube or YouTube.
Exactly, and a lot of martial arts are like that. I'm sorry to say, but there are lots of schools that can just, hey, you're a black belt. It doesn't
that's
really
it.
mean
Yeah.
it's legit.
We don't want to. I mean, we still want to legit. Yeah.
Now, Danendra, you're one of the students, right?
From the grandmaster
From
to the younger generation.
Yeah, we go straight down.
the young generation. Oh,
Right. Tell us, how long have you been practicing and your initial experience of
Yeah.
training Eskrima?
For the first time training at Casasai Indonesia, I felt very enjoy about the culture and the environment that we built in the class. We take it serious, but it's fun. So there's there's no pressure on the class. But I realized that in Arnis, is requires to be able to use the both of hands. So which is I have to use the double stick for the first time in training. So it's kind of hard for me to use the double stick, to use the coordination of two hands.
You're right-handed.
Yeah, I'm right-handed.
Your dominant hand.
Yeah, I'm dominant of the right hand.
Okay.
So after practicing the Sinawali, Redonda, Bandai-bandai, time by time, I can do both of my hands. Especially for using the double weaponry, like
Right.
double stick,
Right.
double blade. So that's why I'm very excited to always training about the Arnis technique until I can.
How many
So
years, like how long have you been training?
Almost 5 years.
5 years.
From
5 years.
2019.
What
until-
level are you at, if you don't mind?
I'm on the brown belt.
Brown belt. Okay, so that would be like the advanced.
The advanced
Yeah.
already.
So I'm curious. Did you train any other martial arts before?
I trained pencaksilat before.
Pencaksilat. So how did you find that experience? Did any of that knowledge transfer over when you learned Eskrima, or was it just like doing something completely new?
Yeah, in pencaksilat, I just learned about how to punch,
Yeah,
how to
techniques. very heavy
the
technique.
kicking.
Right.
But in Arnis, I have to learn the first time is to use the weapon.
Right.
The double weapon is the different of pencaksilat and Arnis.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it's almost like the opposite. I'm very
Yeah.
intrigued.
Yes. So, guru, right? This is how we address you, right? Can you tell us the key principles of training of Eskrima?
Okay. For me,
Yeah.
For me, is the key of the principle of Eskrima is simplicity.
Okay.
It's very simple.
This is really nice.
For example, there's a philosophy, they call it fanging the snake. Fanging the snake.
Give me a sec.
Yeah. So when you fight with the opponents, you don't need to strike the vital organs.
Okay.
But what you must do is to strike the limbs, the nearest part of the organs of your opponents.
Okay.
And then when your opponent is striking, you strike the opponent striking. So you strike the hands.
It's almost like a
yes.
parry, if you will.
Yes,
like, almost like a
but
parry.
you strike the hands. So the opponent will be lost the weapons.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
You will be
You want to disarm your
yeah. You
opponent.
will disarm your opponent very
Right.
quickly.
Okay.
So you can strike the part of near part organs of the opponents. For example, if the organ is a leg, you hit the leg.
Right.
If the part near you is a hand, you hit the
Go
hands.
after that.
That's also a bit opposite from a lot of other martial arts where they
Yeah.
teach you to strike.
because like this in the knife fighting.
Right.
If I strike you the vital like heart
Sure.
or
Leg, face.
leg face,
Yeah.
yeah. You also have a knife also, so there's a probability that you will be hit me also.
Correct.
Right.
But if I hit you the closest one,
Yeah.
so for example the hands, so what
the body.
happens? Yes, this is many artery, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
I cut you and then I leave you for 1 minute, so you'll be bleeding.
So a lot of this, the defensive theory, because a lot of martial arts base themselves on, quote unquote self-defense. But the defense theory is almost, you go on the offensive
Yes.
in your defense.
Yes.
That's very interesting
Yeah.
as well.
Sometimes they also there is a striking also defending.
Right.
Yeah,
right,
striking
yes.
also defending. For example, there's a they call it we have a figure of strike. Figure of strike when you defend, it means you're striking.
Right.
When you're striking, it means you defense. So we will show you.
So it's a lot to do with like anticipating
Anticipation,
your
yeah.
opponent
Yeah.
and what they're going to do.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm very fascinated because we've heard so much about it. I need to see some of this in action. How about you?
Yes, me too. I want to
Yeah.
see some moves.
Okay, so I mean, obviously this is just a demonstration.
Yeah.
If you are not familiar with Eskrima, please do go to Casasai or
Yes,
any other place that is actually sanctioned to do this. So we advise you to do that. But we are going to give you a small demonstration. Obviously, this is all going to be safe, but we will allow you gentlemen to please give us a little bit.
Can you give us
short
some demonstration?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
You can.
Okay.
Indra dulu sama saya.
Indra.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna take a quick break after this demonstration, but we've got more in regards to the discussion. But once again, this is Eskrima by Casasai Indonesia. Enjoy.
Sending